Baby, look what we become.
She can sing like a little Michael Jackson. All the raw grit. You and I will next. She can do all that crap. I was like, dang, girl. Now I see what's going on with you. And she came out and rivaled Whitney. And Whitney got mad a little bit. You shouldn't be doing to other people like that.
Welcome back to Professional Musicians React for the second half of our conversation with the legend, Narada Michael Walden.
If you missed the first half, go back and watch last week's episode. This guy is a legend. He's produced over 57 #1 hits, worked with everyone from Aretha to Whitney to Mariah.
Let's jump in and listen to some Mariah Carey. Here we go.
I don't wanna cry.
Passion.
Yeah.
Don't wanna cry.
So good.
But take us back to where we used to be. Thought giving you my heart and soul. Giving you my heart.
That's all her, by the way.
And octaves, right?
That's all her.
That sound is
That's all
so
her.
Mariah. The low octave,
That's all her.
the high one.
She wants to sing all of her own backgrounds. Mariah knows songs. Like, unbelievable.
Wow.
And when I first got with her, before she was even Mariah, we wrote 4 songs in one setting.
Was that up here? Where was
No,
that?
that would be in New York. Tom Mottola said, I have a girl. She's incredible. And I went to New York to go meet her. And we wrote I Don't Want to Cry in 4 of the songs.
How
That
old
same,
was she- how old is she at the
She was
time?
19.
She
But
wrote
in that
I Don't Wanna
session.
Cry in that session as one of 4 songs.
Yes, and the way it came, I have to say this though. I said to her, when I went to go see Stevie Wonder at the Regal Theater in Chicago for Fingertips, there was a man that came out, Walter Jackson, and he just got everyone's heart because he's singing a song called It's an Uphill Climb to the Bottom. And as he's starting to peak the song, he falls out of the wheelchair on the floor. And he's singing on the floor. It's an uphill climb to the bottom.
Wow.
And the place is going, ugh, ugh. And I said, Mariah, you need that kind of song. And that's how I Don't Want to Cry came.
Wow.
Had that kind of, I don't want to cry. Bum, bum. I don't want to cry. Nothing in the world made me back to where we used to be. Said I made you longer, my heart, giving you my heart. Said I, all that, see?
Yeah,
and she can
desperate.
sing like Michael Jackson too. She can sing like a little Michael Jackson. All the raw grit.
Yeah.
You and I will next. She can do all that crap. I was like, dang, girl. Now I see what's going on with you. And she came out and rivaled Whitney. And Whitney got mad a little bit.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be doing to other people like that.
Yeah.
That Spanish guitar is such a signature, important part of this song. I feel like when I think of this song, I think of that. Like that line is
Yeah.
such an iconic Spanish guitar thing.
Yeah, I feel like this evolved. There's a direct line between this and the Backstreet Boys
Oh, all right.
as well. Do you know what I mean?
I
Like that whole,
completely agree.
the whole like NSYNC Backstreet
It's
Boys.
one arc.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like you started a heavy boulder here that.
It's the harmonic minor thing. It's this. Right? That's boy band vibes.
Oh yeah.
And then those moments there.
Yeah.
That has that harmonic minor, early 2000s Spears, Justin Timberlake.
I love Britney Spears.
Yes, totally.
Did you ever have anything to do with Max Martin, that whole camp?
No, I think I met him once. I went to his place in the UK because he did something I really liked.
I feel like his thing
But I didn't
kind of
really work with
evolved
him.
out of like what you and Quincy and David
I
Foster.
went to go meet him. I wanted to work with him actually, but no, we actually never worked together. But I'd like to now.
Yeah.
Because he's found a way to have consistency with almost everything he's doing.
Oh my God.
See what I mean?
Got such a crazy team too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They
Yeah.
find a way to, again, get those choruses
Yeah.
and make that groove feel good.
Yeah.
That Shake It Off by Taylor was hot, man.
Oh yeah.
See?
Genius production.
You can't get around it. You can't get around it.
How much did you do with Mariah? Do you know how many?
I did 4 songs on that first record. 3 of them were used. The fourth one is actually in our vaults now. She may do something with it now.
And did
She
you
sounds
write this
incredible.
for her, with her in mind?
With her. We
wrote it with her?
yeah.
They were sitting down on
In the
keyboard
first session, we wrote 4 songs, That'd be one of the 4 songs.
And you playing keyboard and you're both kind of singing
we have
come up
2
with
mics.
melodies?
I have a keyboard, like a keyboard.
You have mics.
The mic for her, mic for myself.
Because you're writing in a studio
And, yeah.
and you're recording as you go?
On a cassette or whatever it is.
Narda, does she write on a piano too?
No.
No?
I would be playing the keyboard, she would be having the mic.
And did you go in with anything? You go in with any ideas or lyrical
I
ideas
just
or anything?
first met her. At that time, you got to imagine, she's very shy. She only looks at you kind of out of one side of her face because the other side's kind of covered by hair a bit.
Yeah.
You know, she won't take a picture on that side. And you would say, well, who do you really like? What do you really like? She said, I like George Michael. So I just worked with George Michael.
Oh,
I knew
that
it
sounds
me.
like George Michael, actually. There's a
So
little
I
bit of
like-
George
yes, I like
Michael in
George
that.
Michael.
There's some Wham, there's
So
some...
she loves George.
Yeah.
You know, but there weren't too many others that she really could say she loved. But you could hear in her voice, as you hear, the accuracy. Mm-hmm. She's so accurate. And then the more I got into her, the deeper I realized that she knew her stuff.
Yeah.
Kind of like Whitney knew her stuff.
Is
And
she,
they could kind of like eventually rival each other. And they did.
is she writing lyrics?
Yes, those are her lyrics.
Those are all her lyrics?
I helped on the chorus part you're talking about, but then all that other stuff, that's all her.
And do you start are you just shooting the shit, talking about what's going on in her life, or you just get
No,
right into?
I just said to her, you need to jam like Walter Jackson falling out of the wheelchair at the Regal Theater. And then I just kind of,
That's kind of the
God
target.
just gave us the idea.
Yeah,
From
and then you
from
start
that.
playing, and she
Yeah.
starts singing,
Yeah.
and you go.
But again, there are 4 songs that day. We don't know if that's going to come out. I want to cry.
Yeah.
The power. We just
Yeah.
know we're writing 4 ideas.
How long does it actually did it take for this particular song to write the changes in the melody and those, like that whole song, start to finish? Was it like 2 hours, 5 hours?
No, 4 songs in 2 hours.
4 songs in 2 hours.
Finished, completed, all lyrics.
The
done?
songs there. No, not her lyrics.
Okay.
Just the
melody
just
and the
melodies
chorus.
And the
that she can
chorus.
go away with to complete the lyrics.
Narda, 4 songs in 2 hours with these changes. These are like nice
But
changes.
cut. You guys don't understand. You guys are young. Where I come from, people write songs, brother. Deep songs that are smashes. Look at freaking Holland Dozier Holland and the body of work and the chord change. Look at Stevie Wonder with the hits he'd have. Look at the cast before me. Look at Burt Bacharach and Hal David alone. The changes that they do, the time things they do, every little thing would be that's our teachers.
Yeah.
I've been trying to
This was
tell
not
them,
difficult.
Narda. These
This
kids,
was not difficult.
these kids don't understand,
These kids,
man.
this was not difficult. This was actually quite simple comparatively speaking.
Yeah, these kids don't understand the type of shit.
A house is not a home. Look at that. Look at Alfie, bro. Look at Alfie, man. Look at
Alfie.
it. What's in back of the sky? Why do we cry? Look at Valley of the Dolls.
And how long into the production of these songs did you realize what you were dealing with as far as just the range and the the fact that we were dealing with a once in a lifetime singer?
I would say we did this jam, I Don't Want to Cry, and a few of the things from that period. And then when Sony and Tommy Mottola heard what we were doing, they said, well, can you take the Vision of Love and work that now into what you're doing? And then we did. So when all that started unfolding, then I knew it was going to be a big to-do. And I also remember seeing this. It was on one major TV show, like a CNN or something. CNN had focused in on a boardroom of Mottola and Donnie Ienner and the people at Sony, CBS, strategizing how they were going to break Mariah Carey. I saw that on the news. That tipped me off, that this is going to be a monster. From that point on, she was gone.
Yeah.
Gone.
Yep.
And has been gone ever since, quite frankly.
After this record came out, did you work with her again after that? Did you produce more of her stuff?
Walter, my main guy,
Okay.
then became a staff producer for Sony. And then he partied up with her. And also my assistant engineer under Dave Frazier, Dana Chappelle, partied up.
So you found
So-
Walter? Mm-hmm. Where'd you find him?
At the Automatic Studios, when I was cutting Sister Sledge and Angela Bofield and Phyllis Hyman, back at that time, Patty Austin, all the things we were doing, he was across the street at SIR with his Fender Rhodes. I said, can we borrow your Fender Rhodes? We didn't even want him in at the time. We wanted this Fender Rhodes. But he was like a little eager kid. And eventually I dug his eagerness.
Yeah.
And then I started realizing
That's how I feel about Ryan.
He
it's
knew
great
his
to have him in the
stuff.
sessions. He's so eager. He's a little kid, but he just really wants to contribute.
but then he knew his stuff.
I just want to do good stuff, guys. I want to help. Yeah, no, I mean, I got that from what you were saying about your approach was, and it's that the go-getter quality where
Yeah.
you went to the guy and you're like, give me a chance, give me 4 songs. If you don't like it, don't use it, but if you like it, let me do the record.
It's true.
And it's that sort of like
It is true.
the go-getter,
It
get
is true.
shit done quality
is true.
is so. When you see that fire in
Yes.
people,
Yes, but I have to say that about Walter. Walter is a genius when it comes to computer programming. Like a lot of cats can like play great, which he can play great. We had a fusionary band called the Warriors where we just did Fusac, incredible with Randy Jackson on bass, incredible fusion music. So he got
Fusac.
that side, but he also, like what I'm saying, is makes him genius to me.
Yeah.
At that time, there were only a few guys that understood programming. Where I could take a song like I Don't Want to Cry and we could program it where it wouldn't be Randy on bass, it'd be Walter bass doing what I want Randy to play from what I play on my piano with him now programming it. So everything would line up that we wanted us to get even a newer sound now, which that became even a newer sound.
When we say programming, you're talking about MIDI now. You're talking about
Yes.
drawing in notes.
And you gotta also know this, we always did things on 48 tracks. So you have to have sympty code and everything. So David Frazier was a genius for me, knowing how to be able to capture all this stuff that we're experimenting with.
When you produce now, are you using Ableton and Pro Tools?
Pro
Do you
Tools.
like using tape? Use Pro
Pro
Tools.
Tools. I mean, I like the sound of Logic. The guys who give it to me out of the UK and Europe, they like a lot of Logic in the UK and Europe. But in my studio, it's mainly Pro Tools. It took a while to kind of understand the curve of the digital stuff where I liked it. And when I heard in the hip hop world how they were just banging on the bottom end so huge, and how to make that be musical and not like overwipe the vocals, that was an art form or is an art form.
Yeah, just
How Alicia Keys can make, the drums so huge, but yet still maintain the song.
and that's harder to do on tape because of the way that bottom hits tape.
Tape for me, we mastered it because that's all we never knew was how to hit with heavy compression, how to hit tape hard, and how to make it speak by kind of distorting it. But in the digital main, all that was gone. You can have as many tracks as you want, as low end as you want, and as high end as you want.
Yeah.
So it's like
so you used
it's
it.
like being in the middle ocean.
Yeah.
And Quincy would describe it,
Yeah.
painting a 747 with a Q-tip. And it's kind of true.
Oh my god.
That's how we felt.
But now you prefer Pro Tools. You like working with Pro Tools.
Oh, I don't
as
prefer.
well.
I love tape.
Yeah, okay.
But we don't use it anymore. Tape got expensive.
Yeah.
Very expensive. And now I've gotten used to Pro Tools and what I can do with it. And I like Auto-Tune if I need it. I like Beat Detective if I need it. I like anything and anything that's modern and cutting edge to make something sound like what I want it to sound like.
Right.
I don't care how we get to it.
Who, when you were coming up, who were your favorite songwriters?
Smokey Robinson, Marvin Gaye, Stevie, of course. I love Downtown by Abdullah Clark. I love all the European British invasion coming through. I love Ronnie Spector with Phil Spector.
Yeah.
Be My Baby was genius, and the way they looked on the shows.
Castanets.
They were like incredible. The way I had to marry them.
Yeah,
As a
yeah.
little kid.
Yeah.
I'd never seen anything so beautiful as Ronnie Spector and the Ronettes. And the way they sounded. Even the Righteous Brothers had that sound.
Yeah.
Everything at that time, those people understood. They want to get paid. They better have a damn chorus.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we're gonna wrap up in a second here, but what's a song that you've been listening to recently that you're into? What's the last song you heard that you felt fuck yeah about? as they
Well,
say?
I do like the Silk Sonic thing, the Bedroom Jam.
Must have spent 35, 45,000 up in Tiffany's.
I admire Bruno Mars and Pat Anderson's musicality.
Yeah.
That they are constantly trying to let that light in. Babyface, do we need a modulation? Yes, we do. Put a modulation.
Yeah.
Do we need da-da, da-da, like the Delphonics might have done, like Stylistic might have done? Yes, we do. Bring that in there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're drawing from
I
all
like that they're
influences.
open to bringing back a culture that if they aren't doing it, it's kind of dead.
Yeah, totally.
So I'm really getting off on that.
Yeah, I agree.
I also like Pat, sense of humor. Straight wig
Yeah,
at the Grammys.
yeah.
They win the Grammys, how they get up to
Totally.
get the award.
Totally.
I just dig the whole thing of having fun with it.
Yeah, they don't take themselves that seriously.
Have fun, man.
What you got, Jack?
Yeah.
I got a pen for Narada to sign Wall Simon.
We need your answers.
on a great song that I'm
Yeah,
into right
what's your song rec?
now. Okay,
Come on,
look,
man.
I got.
When have we ever let you off the hook?
Fine, I'll give you one.
What was the one you played for me in your car yesterday?
That's by the band The Loving,
I love that song.
and the song is Visions. The whole thing was done in a bedroom on tape, and it sounds just beautiful and dreamy and casual. It's a beautiful, beautiful record.
I've got a vision so clear in my head. It's a strange kind of prison.
What you got for us, Rye?
Shit.
You're
I
not
got a
going to
pen.
do this.
Man, honestly, I've listened to that Jocko song you played on. Come on,
Come over.
Come on, come
come
over. I would love a Jocko story if you have it.
Sure.
What was that? How'd
I
you
met
meet him? What
Jocko
was
in
it
Miami
like?
when I was down there.
Yeah.
And there was a big university, the University of Miami.
Yeah.
At that time in 1971, 72, there would be everyone there. It was like a converge of Hiram Bullock, Pat Metheny,
Oh my
Cliff
God.
Carter, Patti Scialfa, who
Oh
married
my
Bruce
God.
Springsteen. Everyone was there. But I was with a band down the street called the New McGuire Sisters, and they had a guitar player who was great named Sandy Tirano. And he and a bunch of cats were doing the fusionary thing, and I was flown down to go jam with them, and I just loved them because we had a big warehouse. I could just everything had like length, so I could just get my chops together. Playing 7, playing 9, playing 11, playing 13. Just go out there, you know?
Yeah.
And everything was on fire, and they had pool parties. They played by the pool, and the girls were crazy in bikinis. All that was going on in
Oh my
Miami. Miami was
God.
on fire.
How old
and
were
then,
you?
19.
You're a kid.
19. I was
You were a kid.
And then I heard from my guy, Stan Simoli, who was a teacher at the university. He said, you gotta meet Jocko. I said, who's Jocko? Oh, he's down the street. He dances. He's a white kid, plays bass, but he dances like James Brown when he's playing bass. I said, oh. And I go and see him. And he does. He's dancing like James Brown playing the bass. I'm going, I meet him. He says, why don't you come out of my house and play together? I say, okay. So I go to his house. He got a drum set in his living room and his bass, and he wants to play in 7/4 and 4/7. For neither. I'll play 4/4, he'll play 7. Or reverse it. I'll play 7, he'll play 4/4. That would be going, but I mean, like, he would not get lost. Not only that, he was doing I was like, you are incredible. Not to mention, he was so dirt funky. All that stuff.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah.
Easy. And then like Muhammad Ali, well, you know I'm really great.
Yeah.
He could be like that.
He knew it.
You know I'm really great.
Yeah.
You know. I said, well, yeah, you are great. No, but I really am great. He'd have that about him.
Yeah.
But he was. So it's kind of like a juxtaposition. I was like, damn, dude.
You could back it up.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. So then I go forward, and then I kind of eventually get with Joe Zell in LA to do the Black Market record. And I cut with Alfonso Johnson, Black Market. And then Joe Zell was so kind. He says, would you join this band and bring a bass player with you because Alfonso's going to leave? I said, this guy named Jaco Pastorius from Miami. And Joe said, wait a minute. That rings a bell. He said, I think I've heard of this guy. I said, why don't we fly him out? We did. We flew him out the next day, and we do a song called Cannonball on Black Market. That's his audition. And as we're learning the song, Joe's showing him, it's a quite complicated song, and then Jaco gets it and starts adding, which he would do, and Joe stops and says, don't play that shit on my song.
To Jocko.
Wow.
To Jaco.
Wow.
And I was like,
What'd Jocko do? Okay.
and what it did was, it made Jaco. Now he only played those things he could do when it was right, not just because he could.
And he
So
literally
Joe
said,
put him in the fire.
And Joe
like
said to
like
him-
you melt some iron.
Yeah. He put him.
He made Jaco.
Yeah.
And the next album is Teen Town and Birdland and all that. A remark you made, Jaco. You hear me?
Yeah.
did he literally say that to Jocko?
Yes,
he said,
he
don't
did.
play that shit
Yes,
on my
he
record.
did.
I've been telling
And I
Jack that
couldn't
for years.
It
doesn't work.
man. But that's my Jaco story.
Wow.
Okay.
Oh my
Don't
God.
play that shit on my record.
No, on my song.
Let's try
on
that.
my song.
Because it was a tribute to Cannonball Adderley, who Joe had been discovered by playing with Cannonball Adderley. He wrote Mercy, Mercy on Me with Cannonball Adderley.
Wow.
So he's writing this song. He's like, I'm either going to call it Cannonball or Empty Chair. I said, oh, that's so deep, Joe. And from my side, you got to know, I would ask him to play the song through. I'd record it on tape, on the cassette machine, go out in the hallway for 10 minutes and do a quick study. Just memorize it, because I couldn't read it. It's too difficult to be reading and playing like that. I'd have to memorize it in my soul. Then come back to the room and then be able to play it with him. And then that's when he made the comment to Jaco about, don't play that shit, you know. But I'm telling you, when Jaco did play that song right, that's the record. It's just incredible. And then you hear how it just became a spaceship for the future.
That's a great place to end.
Okay.
Narada, I'm going to have you sign what we call Wall Simon, the red diamond.
Okay.
There it is, right at the top. Folks, thank you so much for watching. This is another episode of Professional Musicians React.
Don't forget to comment and subscribe below. Let us know what we should react to next. This has been Narada, Jack. Thanks for being here. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next week.